So hello everyone. So welcome back for the day 4 workshops in TWD for JavaScript. Like so I started the live 10 minutes before. So because I going to wait for the 10 minutes. So the reason why is because I want to. So I started the live. Okay, just a minute. Okay, so because I want to take a 5 minutes advance to speak about the general things and move on to the core concepts before entering into the workshops. So shortly 8:30 the coding workshop will be the JavaScript coding workshop will be start. And before 5 minutes we speak about the general things what we have discussed in the previous section and all those things. And I hope that will create a great recall for our concepts and all too. And okay, so we wait for just 1 or 2 minutes and we start our general talks at 8:25 and we start our coding session at 8:30. Okay. Oops, sorry. Now it's audible. Now it's audible. Hello. Yeah, sorry for the tech error. Okay, so what I'm saying means yesterday we covered about something about like how the conditional statement works. So today we're going to finish out how the conditional statement fully, and we're going to see about functions and arrow functions, which is CS6 classes, and we're going to cover the DOM1 basics. Okay, so the DOM1 basics is what you have a doubt like where we going to use the JavaScript in web development, right? So after completing the DOM document object model, you came to know that what is the uses of using JavaScript in a web development. Okay, so that is the main part in JavaScript document object model. So that is what we're going to cover today, and also we're going to cover document object model a pretty advanced tomorrow, and also async JavaScript. And we're going to have an Saturday and Sunday full days workshop is going to be there, and I think 16 hours of workshop is going to be there, and we're going to take about HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and also we're going to cover the React.js part 2 for 2 days, and this is going to be in 16 to 12 hours to 16 hours of workshop, and I hope that will be great for you. And after completing that, I'm going to take out the classes advanced JavaScript advanced to mastery class, where you're going to learn about more about objects and how the objects works and all those things. And you bit there is a 10 days of full-fledged workshop for JavaScript is going to be happen in TWD. Okay, so I just want the students or the persons who are watching this TWD, just share it in your LinkedIn and give a valuable feedback. Whatever you feel, just give a valuable feedback. We try to improve ourselves, and we want to know that which all are the peoples are learning from TWD. We personally connect with the LinkedIn platforms, and if you have any doubts, we just clarify you in that platforms and all those things. And it is a win-to-win concept where we can grow, and also you can able to improve your development career, where the founder of TWD, Nabidu Biswas sir, have a huge network in LinkedIn. And if you are there in LinkedIn, you get an attention from Nabidu sir, and it's going to be an amazing for your career. Okay, so he's going to be helpful a lot for you. Okay, so that is what just 1 minute is left, and we just start our coding sections. Okay, so yesterday we covered about the conditionals basics. Now we're going for the conditionals, how the full-fledged conditional statement works, and also the functions. Okay, so yesterday a person like I think Sanjay is asked a question like explain about for each loop and for each loop, like, so I explained it in Google Chrome PPT itself. Today there is going to be an for each work too. Okay, so we're going to use the for each loop too. Okay, so it's 8:30. Okay, we get into the code and we start our work. Okay. Okay, so yesterday we see about conditional statement, right? Statement where we covered something like just share my screen. Okay. Okay, I hope the screen is visible for you. Okay, so I just make a little bit bigger. Okay, so conditional statements. So what we have discussed in the conditional statement, we see that if the conditional statement, we see what is if and the else, if and else statement work, right? So how the if and else statement work, and if a particular condition, we are giving a conditional by using an comparison operator, right? So we using a comparison operator. For example, I just going to declare a variable let x is equal to 18. Okay, so this is a basic example. I just going to show you quick faster. And what I going to say, if if x is double equal to, so what is mean by this double equal to, triple equal to, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to? So these are called as operators, and we specify them called as a comparison operator. So what it's going to do, it's going to compare the x variable, with something what I going to given in the right hand side. So I just going, so if it is equal to 18, you need to print you need to print a code, like I just going to say console.log. Okay, so console.log, and here I just going to say you are an major. Okay, so like this. And the next thing what I'm going to do, if the statement, if the given statement here, x is compared with 18 number, right? X variable is compared with 18 number. If the given variable is false, if the given variable is false, what going to happen, this code I'm going to run another code. And what is this? You are a minor. Okay, so this is what it actually looks like. And here for the logic, I just going to say greater than or equal to, yes, because greater than or equal to 18 we consider they are as a major, and if it is less than, they are a minor person, right? So I say if the value given for x is greater than or equal to 18, I need to print the statement. If it is sorry, greater than, we need to print the statement. If it is less than, we need to print this. Okay, so I just run the code, and here you can see I'm a major person. So why? Because the variable of x is 18, right? If I make this to 8 and I run this, here you can see you are a minor person. This is will be done. Okay, so this is how this statement works. If this comparison statement, what this do, the comparison statements returns a boolean value. Okay, so the comparison statement returns a boolean value, and that boolean value is true. This statement will execute, and if it is false, this statement will execute. Okay, so that is how it works. Okay, so hope this is what we have discussed in the last session, right? Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I just going to see you, like for example how the comparison statement work. I just going to say console.log, and here I just going to say x is equal to 18. Okay, so I just simply give the comparison statement, and I just going to say run this code, and here you can see false is written. Why? Because what it is, because the value of is 8 is not equal to 18, right? So or greater than, anything you give, it gives and false. Okay, so in case it is not equal to 18 or something like that, the logic is correct, it gives true. Whether it is false, it's true. Okay, so now what happened, the false statement is written. This false statement is placed here, and this, based on this false statement, this conditional statement work. So based on the boolean value, the conditional statement will be work. Okay, so that is the difference. Okay, so now we have a doubt, like for example, so here there is two possibilities, like whether if it is, if the condition x is equal to 8 or greater than or 8, it is true. If it is less than 18, it is becomes a false statement. What if I have more condition? For example, I want to check the greater than number. For example, I have a variable like x is equal to x let, I just declare let x is equal to 100, less equal to 100. Okay, so this is also an operator, but this is not a comparison operator. Here we are not comparing x with 100. Okay, so we are assigning a value to the x. So this is called as assignment operators. Okay, so we are assigning a value to this, and this is called as assignment operator. Okay, so comparison operator is a little bit different. You just google it, what are the comparison operator. You have like double equal to, triple equal to, not equal to, not double equal to, not triple equal to, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, so much of things is there. So they are considered as a comparison operator. So what it do, it compares two things. Okay, so I just explain it how the comparison operator work. Okay, so I just explain it here. Okay, I hope you get the screen. Okay, so I just going to say how the comparison operator work. So here x is double equal to y, something like this. So and I just say let x is equal to 12, and here I just say let y is equal to 13. So what I'm doing, I'm comparing x and y. Okay, so what I'm doing, comparing x and y, and this x is called as operand. This x is called as operand, and we can consider this is an operand 1, and this is called as operand, this is also called as operand, and we can consider this is as an operand 2. Okay, so where this sign double equal to, triple equal to, greater than or equal to, anything, this is called as operator. Okay, so this is operator. Okay, so there are several operators or in comparison operators. So what it do, it compare this left thing with this the live right side value. Okay, so it check the value and it gives a value in a, it returns a value in a boolean form. Okay, so boolean form, whether it is true or not, like that it returns a value in the boolean form. So that is what this comparison operator do. Okay, so based on the comparison operator only, this conditional statement, all the conditional statement will be work. Okay, so the name itself is there, is that it has a condition that if the condition becomes true, I want to do something. If the condition is not true, I don't do something, like, or I do something something different. Okay, so that is what. Okay, so now I come to the topic we have discussed. We have, what if I have more number of conditions, what I want to do. For example, I have a condition like so much of conditions, what I want to do, you can use the if else statement. So what is sorry, else if statement. What is else if? Else if. So before getting into this, and I'm just explaining. Okay, so I just do the code. I just going to declare a variable let, already is there, and I just going to say let z is equal to something like 18, something like this, and I just going to say if z, if z is greater than, if z is greater than 80, you need to print a value called console.log, sorry, console.log, and here I can say that value is greater than 80. Okay, so if value is greater than 80. So if the value is greater than 80, if the value is greater than 80, this is going to be true and this statement will be run, right? So you need to give a string. Okay, don't forget to give this. Okay, you need to give a string. Okay, so I need to check another value too. Okay, so what we usually do, we just say else. What we do, we can say simply like copy this, and we simply say if the value is less than equal to 18, like that we say. But I need to compare with another statement. What you can do, you can use else statement, else if statement. Else if I just going to say, else if I just going to say if the value is greater than 60, if the value is greater than 60, and you need to display an answer called greater than 60, greater than 60, but it is not greater than 80. Okay, so if it is greater than 80 means what would happen, this this statement become true, right? So now this is become false, so it is like a ladder. Okay, so it is like a ladder. So what happened, if it now it comes for here, and if it is check, and if it is become false, it now it not go for the else statement, because there is another statement is called else if. Okay, so if the statement is false, it move on to the next statement, and if it is also false, it move on to the else statement, until the else if statement and if statement, all the else if statement or all the if statement and all the else if statement becomes false, it never goes to until it goes to the else. Okay, so if anywhere the else if statement becomes true, it stops there. Okay, so I would explain it clearly. I just going to say the same thing. I just going to say if the value is greater than or equal to 40, if the value is greater than or equal to 40, I just going to say greater than 40, but it is not greater than 60, right? So I just going to say, I just going to run this code. I just refresh this. Okay, now you can see the value is greater than 80. Oh, just a minute. Value just console doc, the value is greater than 80. Oh, okay, sorry, I just here also I written, I was looking like the value is less than you can say value is less than something like less than 40. Okay, so lot is the check value. So here what happened, here you can see I want to check this statement. I want to check this variable with 3 statement. I want to check whether it is greater than 80, or I want to check whether it is greater than 60, or I want to check whether it is greater than 40. If all the statement, if the value is not greater than 40, not greater than 60, not greater than 80, then this code want to print. Okay, so I just refresh this, and here you can see the value is less than 40 because the value is 80. So what happened, the value is less than 50. Okay, so it shows me a less than 50. So how this work, for example, if I say 56, if I say 56, now you can see it check for this statement. It is greater than 80, no, false. So it comes for the next ladder. So it comes for the next ladder and it check. So now 56 is greater than 60, no. So now it comes for the another else if statement, and now it check. So 56 is greater than 40. So this has become true. Okay, so this has become true. So this code is going to be run, not the else statement. Until all the if and else if statement becomes false, the else statement will be still wait. Okay, so it's like we are giving more number of condition to check. Okay, so I just refresh it, and here you can see the value is greater than 80 but not greater than 60. Okay, so this is how this else if statement work, and I hope it's everything. Bhaiya kitna time hua, live video start ho? Okay, so the coding section start 8:30. Okay, so 8:30 sharply started, and before 5 minutes I just speak about the general things we have discussed in the earlier section. Okay, so don't worry about that. Okay, so if you want that, you just see the pre-recorded videos. It's available in the YouTube too. You just give a 5 minutes and you can able to see that. Okay, so good. Okay, so okay, so I don't know Hindi. I just little bit understand Hindi. If you comfortable with English, just start with me English. Okay, so I like I just understand Hindi, but I don't know Hindi, right? So maaf kar do. Okay, so next statement, what we're going to see? We're going to see about the comparison. We just finished out the conditional statement. We're going to see about the if we finish out how the comparison statement and the conditional statement work. Now we're going to see about how this conditional statement is going to work with the comparison statement and the comparison operator and the logical operator. So what is comparison operator? So the comparison operator is something like compare two things. Okay, so like double equal to, triple equal to, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, not equal to, all those are considered as a comparison operator. And what this logical operator do, it gives a logic between two comparison operator. Okay, for example, there are three operators over there, like or operator, and operator, and not operator is there. Okay, so we just discuss about how the or operator and and operator work. Okay, I just explain it. So what I'm going to do, I just going to create a value called const variable called const x is equal to, and I just going to say 20, and here I just going to say const y is equal to 30. Okay, so const y is equal to 30, and I say if I just going to say x is double equal to 20, I want to check two comparison. Okay, whether x is equal to 20, what happened, it will return a true statement, right? So and I want to check another comparison too. I need to check another comparison. I just going to use this pipe sign. And what is this pipe sign means? It is the use case of or operator. So it is like if double equal to, what is mean by double equal to, we are comparing, right? The same like the logical operator, we use or, for or we use the pipe sign. Okay, we use the pipe sign, and I'm going to say whether y is equal to 30. Okay, so what I'm doing, and I just saying like console.log x, and I going to say about like any one statement is true. Okay, so I explain what is this any one statement true. Why are you putting this, right? You have a doubt. I just explain it. Okay, so first work on the principles. Okay, so just looking at the syntax here, you can see I just declared an if variable, and we declared a comparison. Previously we declared only one comparison operator. Now what we declared a two comparison operator, and we comparing these two comparison operator with this logical operator. Okay, so there is three operators there, and logical operator, or operator, and and operator, and not operator is there. Not operator is simply if the answer is true, it gives true. If the answer is false, it gives false. So that's how it works. Okay, so I explain it how this logical operator work. Okay, so I just going to say like, for example, I just created an if statement, right? So here I like x is double equal to something like number 18 or anything, and I'm going to use an or operator, and this is called as logical operator. And here I given another variable, and I'm comparing this with something like 20. Okay, so how this statement work? Okay, we know that if statement runs if the value is true, if the condition becomes true, the if statement will run. Okay, so this x is equal to 18, if it becomes true, it returns a boolean value, right? Because it is a comparison operator, so it returns a boolean value. It may be a true or false, and this is also returns a value. It may be true or false, like this. And what this logical operator do, it check both the boolean value. Okay, if it is true, like that it check. Okay, so before that you need to understand. So in OR operator, if, and this is called as comparison operator, and this is called as comparison operator, and this is called as operator, right? It is called as logical operator. So how this logical OR operator work means, if the first comparison, we can say this is first comparison and this is second comparison. Okay, if the first comparison becomes true and the second comparison becomes false, and the OR operator return true. Okay, so it check whether the first statement is true and the second statement is false. So what this OR operator return? If it returns the true only. Okay, so the code will be executed. And secondly, if the first operator, in case if the first operator become false and the second operator become true, now also it returns true. Okay, and both the operator becomes true, what happened? Now also it returns true. So only one case, both the comparison operator become false. What happened? It will return false. So what would happen? So in OR operator, both the comparison operator, both side, it returns false, means this OR operator going to return false. So the if statement will not run. Otherwise, if anything becomes true, what would happen? The code will be run. So that is what I written. Any one statement, here you can see any one statement is true, whether x is equal to 20 is true or y is equal to 30 is true. Let me check. I'm going to false this statement by I'm saying like 22, right? Actually x is equal to 20, I'm saying 22, right? So we are going to check whether the code is going to run or not. Okay, so I just going to refresh it, and here you can see the code is running. Why? Because this is false and this is true. So what we have discussed, if the first operator becomes false and it becomes true, it will return true. So simply you can remember, like in OR operator, if any one comparison become true, then it returns true. That's it. Okay, so the straight opposite for AND, we have an AND operator, and we use that ampersand sign for using the AND operator. This is the sign we are using. And in the AND operator, we also compare two comparison. We also work with two comparison operator. Okay, so in here, if the first operation become true and the second operation become false, it returns false. But here it returns true, right? Because any one operator become true, here it returns true. But here, if first operator become true and second operator become false, it returns false. And first operator become false and second operator become true, it returns false again. And both thing returns false, what it do? It returns false. And both thing become true, both comparison become true, it returns true. Okay, so simply you can understand, in OR operator, any one become true, the value is true. In AND operator, both the value should be true, then only it returns true. Okay, so we work with the AND operator too. Okay, instead of pipe, so here you can see this is false statement, this is true statement, right? So I'm using OR operator, it is working because it returns true. Okay, so because we here there is one true is present, so it gives a true. So now what I'm going to do, I remove this and or operator, and I just going to put an and operator. Okay, for using and operator, use this ampersand. I think it's called as an ampersand sign, right? You can use that and double ampersand sign, and you can check it. Now you can see there is no code will be run. No code will be run. Okay, so if I give here else statement, if I give here else statement, statement is false. Like for example, I say console.log statement is false. Okay, something don't think about the spelling I have done. Okay, so here you can see statement is false will be written. Okay, why? Because this both thing returns a false one. Okay, so that's why it returns a false statement. Okay, so this is how the and operator and or operator work. And what is not operator? So the not operator is something like it doesn't work with the two operators. It simply says that if the value is true, it make that to false. If the value is false, it make that to true. For example, now you can see I say x is x is not equal to x is equal to 22, right? It is a false statement. So if I run the code, the else statement only run, right? So if I just refresh it, and here you can see the else statement is running, right? If I put an not operator here, so for not operator you need to put this this sign. Okay, so you need to put this sign and you can check it. Okay, so sorry, I just put it here like okay, so here you can see I just put not equal to 22, right? So actually not, it is not equal to 22, so it returns the statement as false. Okay, so it returns the statement as what happened, it returns the statement as it is a false statement. Now it becomes true. Okay, so for if it is become true, so it runs this statement. Okay, so and also we have comparison not operator too, and this is called as logical not operator. Okay, so we also have comparison not operator too, and we have to work with. Okay, so and we also have ternary operator. Okay, so I think you have now you get bro, big bro, are you from South India? Yes, yes, I'm from South India, bro. Sorry. Okay, so and I just going to okay, so I just what I'm going to do next, we're going to see about ternary operator. So what is ternary operator? It is like pretty advanced operator we're going to work with. So we are basically work with like true false, false true, true false, false true, right? So based on the boolean value, we are the conditional statement is working. So the ternary operator make our work very simple. So what, for example, I just going to say about let z is equal to 10. Okay, so instead of writing else if a big ladder, what I going to do, I just going to write a ternary operator. What I just going to say const, and I just going to say x is equal to const x is equal to, and here I just going to say z is greater than 10. If whether z is greater than 10, and you need to, for ternary operator, you need to use this question mark. If z is greater than 10, you need to say value greater than 10, not greater than 10, we can say greater than or equal to 10. Okay, so if it is greater than or equal to 10, it returns true. Okay, so else it returns false. So remember the syntax, it's very easy and you can understand. Okay, oh, I just want to say console.log x, console.log, and I just going to call this x. Okay, so it's going to return true. I explain how it works. Okay, it returns true. Why? Because what it is a single line, it is very simple and easy to understand. Okay, what I'm doing, I comparing, there is a condition is there, I'm checking the condition, is equal to 10, yes, it's become true. So if it is become true, it going to write the first value. Okay, so we are separating two things with a colon, right? So it's going to write the first value if the statement is true, or if it is false, it's going to write the second value. So that is what going to happen. This is the basics of ternary operator. Okay, so this is a please try to do the live stream about the React framework. So actually we have a live stream about the React framework. I hope that you will get in the Sunday. Biswas, Nabidu Biswas sir, the founder of TWD, is going to conduct the React JS workshop. I hope that in 2 days workshop, it is a 2 days workshop where you learn all about HTML, CSS and JavaScript. and also you're going to learn about React and with projects. Okay, so the you're going to get the hint how to do the project. Okay, so all those things. And also we have some pre-recorded videos for React too, and we're going to create a live stream for React very soon. Okay, so I want to update that, and we're going to create that. I think Nabidu sir is going to create the React JS section very soon. Okay, so you can connect us within LinkedIn and share your feedback, that we can come to know that what you expect, like what the people you are expecting, what live stream you want to know, all those things we would expect. Okay, so give a valuable feedback, just give a post about how the live stream, how the live section, all those things, and we get a connection to it, and we came to a connection. Okay, so and we came to know what all are the tech actually you are needing. Okay, so and we will try to give a live stream in this platform. Okay, so come to the part. We covered the ternary operator, and there is another conditional statement is there. Okay, so another conditional statement is there, and we have discussed about the else if statement, right? So it is a ladder of statement, right? So we have so much of ladder. So what if I want to check with like 10, 12, like hundreds of condition? I want to pause the hundreds of condition. Every time I want, what I want to do, I want to do like else if every time I want to put. That is not good, right? So for that, the game changer come, that is called as switch statement, where we can write this, we can build a ladder. Okay, so if you simply have two condition like that, you go for else if. Okay, so if you have more number of condition you need to check, you can build a ladder. You want to build a ladder, you can go with the switch statement. Okay, thank you Vishnu. Okay, so we just go and see how it's work. Okay, so I just going to create a const. I just going to say color is equal to blue. Okay, so I just going to say color is equal to blue. I just create a variable with a variable of string. Okay, so now what I going to do, I just going to call the switch statement. For switch statement, the keyword is switch, and you just call that, and here you need to tell the variable, like which variable or which value you need to get from. Okay, so the variable is color, right? I just going to say pass the variable color. Okay, so now what I going to do, I just open the curly braces, and here I can give cases. For example, okay, I just give a case, and here I just going to give if the value is red. If the value is red, and you need to give a colon, and here you can say console.log value is red. And what this is going to do, it check whether the variable color has the value red, and here it does not have the variable red, right? So it has a blue, so this will be it will not work. Okay, so and don't forget to put break here. Okay, so what is this break going to happen? So this is plays an important role here. Okay, so how this, if I don't put the break here, mean what would happen? If the statement become pause, for example, I just say blue here. If I just say blue here, and this is a true statement, right? So the color, the value for color is blue, so this becomes true statement. And what would happen if I don't put the break? Means if I don't put the break statement, means what is going to happen, means it just going to give true for all the statement. For example, I just going to say like this, and I like this. Okay, so just consider we have two things, one is blue and one is red. Okay, I don't put a break statement. Okay, so I just refresh this, and you can see two red. Wait a minute, I just say here, I just it's be red, and we can change this to be blue. Okay, so we just change this to be blue, and here it's going to be, you can see blue, red, both the values are positive. So what happened? Because it is checking. Now it comes for the case one. The case one is true, right? The case one is true. So if it is becomes true, and upcoming all other upcoming statement, all the upcoming conditions also become true if you don't put the break. Okay, so actually the break statement, what the purpose of putting break means. Okay, so the purpose of putting break here is what means, it just what it do, it just break from the loop. Okay, so it just break from the condition. So once the statement becomes true, it should be breaker. No, it don't, the break statement it not allow other statement to check. Okay, so now you can see the difference. If I just put break here, okay, if I just not colon, sorry, okay, I just copy like this. and I like this, and I just put here. Now you can see only one value is written. Value is blue, because what happened? It checked for the case. Yes, blue. Okay, so this is become true. So this statement will be run, and it goes for break. So what does break do? The break will be break out from the condition. Okay, so it never go for other things. Okay, so now what I'm going to do? I just going to put this in first, red into first, and I just going to put here. Okay, so now what it's going to do? It take first red and it become false. So this statement will not run. And now here it comes and it becomes true, and this statement will be run. Okay, you can see the same values blue is written. Okay, simple, very simple. And we also have another thing here, that like for example, we have a default thing. If what is this default do? Default. Okay, so what does this default do? Okay, so this default if all it's work like an else statement. If all the given condition, if it is red, if it is blue, instead it is not in blue and red, it is in yellow. Okay, it is in yellow. What would happen? This default statement will be run. Okay, it take all the condition and all the condition returns false, so it's go for the default statement and it run. So the value is not red and blue. That's it. Very simple. If I run this statement, you get the value is not red and blue, right? Okay, so it check with this both statement and it will return the value is not red and blue. That's very simple, very simple. Okay, okay, so fine. Okay, so we have covered the switch statement too. Now we are going for the functions. So the lot more things to be covered in functions. Okay, so what is mean by a function? Okay, so what is mean by a function? Okay, let I give an example for you. What is mean by a function? I hope just a minute. I just okay, so like for example, I want to write a block of code. So what is mean by block of code? More than one line of code. Okay, so that is considered, we can say that is considered as a block of code. Okay, so for example, I think you familiar with this and or operators and all those things. You just Google it, you can find out. Like the only thing you need to remember, or and operator is both become true and will give true. If one value is true, or will give true. That's it. Okay, so in some condition, the function is JavaScript is all about functions. Okay, so in some conditions, for example, I have a variable like I just have a variable like x is equal to 10 and y is equal to 12. Like this, I have two variables and I want to add that. How can I do? X plus 2. Okay, I can do this. Okay, x plus y. I do this and I display it in console whatever I want. And now I have another variable, like for example, I have another variable like y comma 12 and z comma 13, like this. And I want to do the same operation. Okay, not only operation, a block of code. Okay, same block of code I want to going to do this, and again I repeating like z comma y. Like that, I want to repeat it again and again, right? I don't want to do that. Okay, so because it is not like, it is not an easy process. Like, okay, every time we are repeating a same code again and again in our code, the code will do. And we also have a principle called dry principle. So what is mean by dry principle? We can say it as don't repeat again. Okay, so don't repeat again, sorry, don't repeat it. So this is called as dry principle. So once the code is, that is how the clean code would be. Once the code is written, we don't want to repeat again and again. So you can think like why they are reducing the syntax, why they are improving a lot in programming language. This is because of the error, reducing the error possibilities. So that is what it looks like. Okay, so instead of doing this, what we can do, we can create a function. So what is this? This is a keyword for creating a function, and I can name it. Okay, so name of the function, and we can parenthesis, and inside the parenthesis we can give some parameters like x and y, anything like this, and this is called as parameters. Okay, so what these parameters do? These parameters get value from an argument. Okay, let I explain what is argument later. And what I can do, I can use this parameter inside the code also. Whatever the value I am getting here, I can also use this. For example, x plus y, like this. Okay, so if they declare 10 or 12, or they change any other values to, they can they simply don't want that, we can we just simply call the name, like name of the function. We call the name of the function and we put a bracket, and here we give the value 10, 12. So it gives the result of what is the result of 10 and 12. So it gives 22. Okay, and if you want to add some other value, like for example, for example, you need to add for 122 to 132. What you can do, again you call the same name function and you can give 132 122 like this, and it do the process. And you don't want to repeat it again and again the code itself. You just call the function and you can do that. Okay, so and one more thing here you need to remember is a function will not execute itself until the function will execute when you call that. Okay, when you will call the function, then only it will be executed. Okay, let I explain the code. Okay, so could you explain while and do while loop? I think Sanjay sir, yesterday we have explained about while and do while loop, all those things with very clear concepts. And I hope you just watch the pre-recorded video, sir. I found your channel today. I'm late. No problem with that. We have a pre-recorded section too. Just watch it and you can get whatever the sections too. But keep in live, because the live we have live chats and live so on, and we put the attendance form in the live itself. Okay, so you will get the attendance form and you will get the participation certificate at the end of the 5 day. Okay, so keep do it. And Sanjay sir, I would explain it maybe in the last 5 minutes. I would explain it again in the clear notebook. Okay, so clear notebook I will explain it. Okay, so you will come to know that. Okay, so today I'm going to explain for each loop also. I think you the person you asked for each, I remember that, and I explained for each today also with the practical section. Okay, so that is what we're going to cover, functions. Okay, so okay, let's see. Okay, so what I going to do, I just going to use the functions. Okay, so simply I just going to say I just going to write a calculator. Like I going to the same thing, I want to add two numbers. What I going to do, I just going to create a function. Okay, function, and I just say add is the name of the function, and I just going to say this is going to be num1 parameter and this is going to be num2 parameter. Okay, so num1 and num2. Here I just going to say console.log, and here I just say num1 plus num2. Okay, so this is the code. So this is the code we are going to be used for so much of values. Okay, so if I run this code, you can see nothing will be executed. You can see nothing will be executed. If I run this code, nothing will be executed because the function will not execute itself. So we need to call that function. For calling this function, what you need to do, you just want to call the name of the function. So add is the name of the function, and here what I'm going to do, I can give two things. Okay, so I just say, like for example, this is a function keyword, and this is the name of the function, and we have parentheses, and in the parentheses we give numbers. We can give n number of, you can give n number of parameters. There is no 1 2, no, whatever parameters you want you can give, or you can go without parameters also. This is because of the code convenience. And I just going to say the code to execute. Okay, and we call that function. Okay, so the name of the function we call that, and here we give the value. Okay, we give the value, and these values are called as arguments, and this is called as parameters. Okay, so usually these parameters get the value from the arguments. Okay, so the user give the arguments and these values go for the parameters, and these parameters, and here we are declare a parameter, right? So this parameter can be used here. So whatever operator we are giving here, it will be work here. So not only plus and minus, I just give an example. Whatever code you want to do, you can be able to do that. Okay, so here I just going to give an operator, like for example 1032 comma 467, like this, something like this. So what it is going to do, this is going to be a num1, and this is going to be num2, and this num1 and num2 parameter use the value inside the code, and here you can see num1 is that, and 1302 plus 4726 is going to be add upon, and it's going to be give something around 608 28, I think 628, yeah, 628, right? So it's going to give an answer the same like this. And whatever, like for example you want to give add anything, like for example I just want to add something like, not like this I just want to give a number. I just going to say, and I just run this code, and this code will be run. And no more every time you don't want to put something number 1 plus number 2 x plus y z plus something, no one. You just create a function, and this function is waiting for your call, and once you call this, and if you give a parameter, and it will be work, and it will be done this work. Okay, so this is how. And whatever you want to do, like for example if I want to multiply it, And now you get an idea that how the calculator works. The calculator works based on this functions. Okay, so calculator, simple calculator, we can make a simple calculator. We have also done a project like it's take only 20 minutes. Okay, so how your phone's calculator, mobile calculator work, it is based on the function we write now, right? So it takes the argument, it takes the operator, and it takes some DOM objects are there, and but the core is here. Okay, so this is how the function works. Can you explain promises? Yeah, promises, I think promises is going to be covered in the next week, Monday to Friday. So that is an advanced concept like promises, classes, prototype inheritance, and ES6 classes. All those things going to be covered in the next 5 days of next week, Monday to Friday, and you're going to get a participation certificate if you attend the 5 days for that too. And that is like pretty advanced concept, I know that, and that is also most important concept. We're going to cover it by using JavaScript Advanced and Mastery. In the name of JavaScript Advanced and Mastery, we're going to have that. Okay, so I think you will be there. And who are the persons who are really want like React JS, like something you want from TWD, please connect in LinkedIn personally. Like we would like to know what you are expecting, and based on your expectation we try to give our live streams. Okay, so that is what we would like. Okay, so just give any post or anything like that, and we would reach you. Okay, mention the name of the TWD or Nabil Biswas or me, anything like that, and we will reach you. And you just want any doubts, you can also DM me in LinkedIn, and also you can also DM me the TWD in LinkedIn. They will be liberated to help you there too. Okay, so the promises will be covered very soon in the next week. Okay, so I'm also exciting to do that. Okay, so like the same thing how I'm doing now. Okay, so this is how. And there is another thing is there, like what is called as arrow functions. Okay, so in ES6 a new way of syntax is introduced for functions. Okay, so now what all are the things are required? We are adding some like keywords, and we giving names, and we giving like parameters, parentheses, all those things are there. And there is a new syntax is there, that is called as ES6. ES6 they are introduced arrow functions. Okay, so we can also call as a flat function. We can create a function within a second. Okay, how can we do that? We can do that simply, like for example, what I'm going to do, I just going to say const x is equal to, and I just going to say like you don't want to call the keyword. Okay, you just called like simply like this parenthesis, and here you can say num1 and whatever the parameter, num1, num2, num3, or xyz, or anything like x, anything like you want. Okay, and you can just simply here you can use like return, and simply you don't want to use return all those things. Now I just going to say console.log, and here what we're going to do, num1 and plus num2. Okay, so like this. Okay, so like this we can call. And now what I'm going to do, so here we call the function name. So here we don't have any function name, so that's why we declared it in a variable. So that is called as expression. Okay, so function declared in a variable, that is called as expressions. Okay, so even JavaScript is high level programming languages, we can do that. And I just going to say about here I just going to say about like okay, so here we simply do like simply do the operator here. Okay, I just want to add two things. Okay, so I just okay, so there are so much of things is here, and I just explain once I done with this code, console.log, and here I just going to say x, and inside this x you can give the parameter, like I can give 3,9. Okay, so 3,9 is the parameter, and I just refresh it. And unexpected token error, where it would be happen. Okay, so yeah, like for example, I just made it like so. Here you can see we have added the same syntax, right? So but in arrow function you have a different syntax that you need to use equal to and this. Okay, so what this equal to and this greater than sign implies we are using an arrow function, and this is the parameter, and this is the parameter, and this is showing that we are using an arrow function. Okay, so you don't want to use the function keyword, and you don't want to use the function name and all anymore. Okay, so now you get like reference console, like I do another mistake. Okay, refresh, and so 12 is written, right? So this is how it works, and there are so much of other things in flat. Okay, so for example, just for removing the keyword the arrow function is introduced? No, absolutely not. If you learn about this keyword, and there are so much of things is going to be messy in arrow function when you use this keyword. So that is a little bit advanced, and we're going to cover, we hope we will cover that in advanced and mastery concept. Okay, so the here is this, it is main used for syntax reduction, and this keyword, it's also it's not work perfectly in arrow function. Okay, so we would explain that later. But here is, for example, if you want to use only one parameter, okay, if you want to use only one parameter, you don't want to use more than more parameter, what you can do means you can reduce the syntax even simple, like this. Okay, so what you can say, I just going to say whatever the number may be, divided it with 5. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so you can you now you don't want to put the parenthesis also, you can able to divide that. Okay, so you can able to remove that too if the parameter is only 1. Okay, if it is 2, you need to put the parenthesis. More than 1, you need to put the parenthesis. And I just going to say 60, and hope you will get the same answer 12. I am getting the same answer 12. Okay, so that's it. Okay, so that is how it is work. And you can even simplify it, like for example, if it is a one line code, you don't want to put this, return, and you don't want to put this curly braces anymore. Okay, so this is parenthesis, and this is arrow function, this is the code to execute. You can even more simplify whether it is one line code. Okay, so there are so much of option available. If it is a one line code, you can use the arrow function and all those things, it will be very helpful. Okay, so भैया को हिंदी समझ नहीं आती को तुम सब मेरे चैनल के लाल बटन दबाओ. Okay, so I'm thoda Hindi I can understand because I am learning programming language using some of the Hindi channels out there. Okay, so but why in TWT why we speak English and take the channels means because it is going to be help you job when you are go for work. Okay, so the people, the recruiter usually speak in Hindi and they ask interview question, all those things, all those things in English. Okay, so if you are familiar with English, if you are watching something in English, and you can capable to do that. Okay, so just don't worry about like if you don't understand anything like Hindi. Even I don't understand what are the message you have put. Sorry for that. I don't know. Okay, so this is how the arrow function will be work. Okay, so now the next concept we're going to cover is DOM. Okay, so this is actually a serious part, actually the serious part, and the part we need to learn. Okay, we're going to touch it. Okay, so for DOM manipulation, I don't going to use this JS bin because I want HTML and CSS also a bit more. So for that, I don't want going to use this. I have some pre-coded files is there, and don't get panic. And this is simply a HTML file and a CSS file is there. Okay, so because it is not an HTML and CSS workshop, if I do the HTML and CSS mean it takes time, and I will not able to cover the concept of what I would cover. Okay, so what I did, I just written a code here, and you can find out the code, the source code in the webdev.tech website. So go for the webdev.tech website. It is a blog website from the team of TWD, where Nabidu Biswas sir is taking all the source code. It's in a beautiful website. You can get all the source code there itself too. Okay, so we have created an you can get it right there. Okay, so if you have anything like this, you can go and check it. Okay, so we are not going to use JS bin anymore. Okay, that's all, it's kadam. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I just created an HTML file. Okay, so I just created an HTML file and also CSS file. And I hope you are familiar with HTML and CSS. I just want the student, how many of you familiar with HTML CSS? Just give a comment like I am familiar, like a little bit. I'm able to create a simple static file, that's enough for me. So how many of you familiar? Just give. Yes, because based on that we can run the tutorial. So great reply, Harry. As Harry told, it's necessary to know English to get. Yes, thank you, sir. Our founder is always active in our live classes. Okay, so if you have any doubt, you can ask it. Okay, so there is a blog website there created by Nabidu sir, the dw.web. Okay, so the webdev.tech. Okay, just simply type that the webdev.tech, and here you came to know a beautiful website where you can get lots and lots of notes is available there absolutely for free. And here you can type whatever you want. You can filter it like JavaScript, whatever you want, everything is here. Okay, just you just click here JavaScript, and here you can see 100 days of code and something, so much of things is there. And you can also get what are the concepts out there, what are the concept I am teaching, the tutorial for beginners and all those things, and React code, all those things are available here. Okay, so for free. Okay, use the website wisely. Okay, so I think yes, mostly yes. Okay, so we go for that. Okay, so I just simply say what is how this work. Okay, so here you can see I created a section. Okay, so I just created a header with a DOM. I hope that you know, if you are familiar with HTML CSS, you know the extension called live server, right? You just go type a live server, and this is the code editor. I'm using Visual Studio Code Editor, and if you are a beginner or if you are an intermediate, you are an advanced, whatever you are, you can use Visual Studio Code Editor. It is perfect for you. It works perfect for you. And just go for the extension option and type live server, live server. Okay, so this is the live server extension provided by Redwick Dave. And here you can use the live server extension. What is the purpose of live server? You just right click that. You can have an option like open with live server. I just click this. You can see the output in our browser. Okay, you can see the output in your browser. And this is simply what the HTML and CSS contain. Okay, so I created an H1 DOM for beginners. Here you can see DOM for beginner is available, and we have created a section that is the container, and we have added an H1 add users, and we have an input with a label and then another input with a label, and we have submit. Okay, very simple front end thing. Okay, very simple front end thing. I want the student, whether it is can you capable to build this form? Okay, so students, can you capable to build this simple form? Is it possible for you? Okay, just type yes if you are capable in live section. Okay, I think it's the time delay is there, so that's why I'm waiting. Okay sir, so now only I received a message. Okay sir. Okay, so I think everyone is familiar to create. Yes, Sanjay, thank you for replying, Sanjay Yadav. Okay, so like if you have some basic simple HTML knowledge, you can be capable to do that. Okay, so what is DOM? What is document object model? So let I explain. For example, if you want to access it, so what is the purpose of creating a form? The purpose of creating a form is, if a user enters something like, for example, the name, and he enters the email, like something like blah blah things and all those things, right? So you enter the name and submit it. And what we do as a developer, we fetch the data, the username, email, and all the data, and we store it in a database, right? So this is a backend process. Leave it. Okay, so that here you can see the fetching. But I just given a simple example. In Amazon, if you go for Amazon, I think everyone is familiar with Amazon, and we go for an Amazon, it asks for a sign up or sign in. If you already have an account, it asks for a sign in. And if you go for the sign in page and you put your name, your email, and your password, it move on to the home page, the dashboard page. And if you go for the dashboard page, and here you can see a name like a welcome, like for example, normally without signing, you go for the Amazon page, it simply shows ask you to log in, right? So once you log in, the login is disappeared, and it shows your name, like for example, hi Sanjay, hi Hari, hi something, like the name of the person, right? So that is called dynamic. Okay, so that is called dynamic. So it taking the data and it put in there, and it also compromise it also make that the website dynamically for that particular user based on the records. Okay, so that is bit concept, we don't want to do that. Okay, so that is called as dynamicity. So what we do by using the document object, we grab this information, we fetch that information, and we change that to something whatever we want. Okay, we use that information, and that is how the DOM. Could you make a project on Angular? So I'm not specialized in Angular, but Nabidu Viswasar is there, and he's taking Angular classes very good. There is a detailed Angular class could you make yeah, the detailed Angular classes is also available, pre-recorded, all the pre-recorded sections are available. And I'm again repeating the same thing, like please give your valuable feedback with the tag name in your LinkedIn, and we came to know who all are the students are really interested, and we can capable to give based upon the based upon your interest live streams. Okay, so just give a LinkedIn platform, we are mostly active there, so just make that. Okay, make use of our LinkedIn platform and just give a tag. We came to know if you give a tag there itself. Okay, so this is what we have done, and lives over all those things. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I just going to create another file. And if you are a bit familiar with Unix command, like touch cd make drive, so something, just go for Google and type like some Unix command, use the git bashes, all those things, and that will be helpful for you. And if you are a bit beginner, you just use the Visual Studio Code itself. Otherwise, you can use the Git bash, where I have my Git bash here. You go and install that Git bash, and you can have some basic commands are there. It's more than enough to work with as a beginner. Okay, so you can use Git bash to connect with your visual version control and all those things. Okay. So now what I'm going to do, I just going to create another file where I going to put the JS code. Okay, so here the main.js is there. So I just going to, I think, hope you know how to connect the JS file with the HTML file. So for that you need to use the script tag. And src attribute, and in that src attribute you need to mention the file, which file you need to go. Okay, and right now I'm going to add a file called main.js. Okay, so now what happened, this file is added successfully with this HTML. So whatever code we going to write, the same like how the CSS work. So you added a link, right? You added a link tag and added a style.css element, and this style.css element, whatever the code we write in CSS, it going to be resembles here, right? For example, I hope form here is button is there, and here the black color is there, and I just give it in red color, and I just save this, and here you can see the changes of the red color, right? So this is how this will be work. The same like whatever the code we going to given in JavaScript, it's going to be visible in the index.html. Okay, so I think there is only 2 more minutes is left. If I touch this topic, it will be huge for you. Okay, so I just cover all the topics in tomorrow, the DOM topics in tomorrow itself. Okay, so only 1 minute is left. Okay, so I just give the form, like I just give the attendance form. Actually you can able to take fill that form to get the certification. Okay, so today it's more than enough. So I'm going to wait for another 2 to 3 minutes to end the live session. It's more than enough to cover with this. I hope that you are familiar with all the concept. I would write in the notebook. I think whether you are familiar with that, just fill out this attendance form, and at the end of the 5 days you can came to so Nabidu Biswas sir put there in LinkedIn, he put the personal post. Okay, so mentioning your name if you are completing that. Okay, so don't underestimate that, because the founder has a huge network in that, there where so much of HR is there, so much of other recruited people is also available. And if you attending the all the 5 classes and getting certified from TWD, he put a post in LinkedIn where your profile will reach so huge. So I telling a secret, I am also 4 to 5 months before, I am also TWD student. I attend a workshop there, and I become the top 5 person in the workshop. And I also got an gift from Nabidu Biswas sir, a book, a beautiful book. I think this is the book Nabidu Biswas sir gifted me because of the performance for the top 5 student. I am attending that channel where my profile get to reach so high. Okay, so now I'm working in TWD. So this is the don't underestimate the resources you are seeing it for free. Okay, so that is the only thing from my side I want to tell you. Okay, if it is free, use them wisely. Okay, so the same bootcamp which I attend is going to come for you. Okay, so actually this book is around 2,500 worth. So in that time Nabidu Biswas sir launched this program. So now there is no free books are available, but the free resources at whatever the thing you want to learn. You want to learn React.js, you want to learn JavaScript, HTML, JS, the whole front end part is going to be available from I think Saturday and Sunday. We're going to have a full days live classes. No one would do this in YouTube. Okay, so we're going to do that. Okay, so I hope all the members present here will be there. Okay, and I would like all the students, please give your comments and feedbacks by tagging us in your LinkedIn post. Okay, so where we came to know whether how many of them are seriously watching our web dev, and how can we would help you. Okay, so use our community. Just I simply say that create a community. Okay, so it is free. Create a community and use our community and just rock it and go with the community. Okay, so then you will reach a huge. Okay, so I think everyone is completed. Is anything is there, any doubt is there? I wait for another 2 minutes. Is anything doubt is there, you can ask now, and also you can ask me personally in LinkedIn too. And also if you want to, and don't forget to fill the form. If you fill the form, just type yes. Okay, it's more than enough for me. Okay, actually I'm searching job on Angular. And Sanjay sir, you can see all the tutorials in WebDev, and you can find out Angular workshop too. And if you are searching for job, I would recommend that Nambiti Biswa sir is taking an boot camp. Okay, so that badge is going to be open very soon. Okay, so it's a paid boot camp that Nambiti Biswa sir taking, and he also train personally. Okay, so he also training personally, and where you can learn, I think you can learn Angular, all those things. But the job opening for React.js is huge in market. Okay, so don't underestimate React. Okay, if you're actually go with Angular, it's good. Even okay, thank you Kishore Kumar sir, thank you for filling for your reply. And we would recommend all the interested student. I would see you in LinkedIn. I would see something, just tag the name, just simply get a screenshot and put it in your LinkedIn post, and we came to know what type of persons and how much interest you are there in the field, all those things. Okay, so Angular, we also have a we also done an Angular live section previously in TWD. You can check it out, so that is freely available. Okay, so I just for one more minute. Is there any doubt? You can ask now, just only one more minute, because the another live section is maybe scheduled. Okay, I don't want to waste the time of our founder. Okay, I hope all of you fill that form and give a like and subscribe for our channel. And it's growing very soon. I'm seeing like 50 subscribers increased from the day yesterday to today. And this is a little, I know that the potential for the TWD is going to be rock very soon. Okay, so use the free community wisely. Okay, I think no doubt is there, and we're going to cover DOM and all in the upcoming sessions and the next day. Okay, so we're going to cover DOM and all, and I hope I will cover the Async JavaScript itself. Okay, because it is, I can explain it very easily, and I can cover it also. Okay, so don't worry about that. I will cover the DOM and all and everything very clearly in the next section. Okay, so it's time's up. Okay, so we wind out the live section. Okay, if you have any doubt and if you want to connect us personally, go use our LinkedIn platform wisely. And if you don't know LinkedIn, go right now. Okay, so go right now. The LinkedIn is very will be going to be helpful for your life. Okay, use it lively. Okay, so thank you so much guys, for those who are attending this live sessions. Okay, so see you in the next live session shortly, 8:25. Okay, not 30, 25. Okay, see you guys.